But I feel like, where Hollywood went and they peeled off to where everything looks good. You know what I mean? But they got out of touch. You remember the John Singletons. You remember, the people that created these real gritty movies and the real movies. You know what I mean? And there's a
Yeah.
couple, like this movie, this show that I'm watching right now is called The Startup on
Okay.
Netflix. It's
Okay.
about
I haven't seen it, but what is it about? Yeah.
like how basically how the streets kind of mix with the digital world. You know what I mean? So the
Okay.
Bitcoin and the dark web and all of these things, you know what I mean? There's
Okay.
very significant there's very different shows, and there's still some of us out there, you know what I mean?
Oh,
And I
absolutely.
feel like the director of that would have loved to meet you. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like would have loved to meet you because like shit, her mind is so open, you know what I mean? We can put some of anything together. You know what I mean? But
right.
you still have that touch. You know what I mean? To the streets, to where when I say the streets, I mean just, the everyday people, basically.
Right, right. Yes. Pulling from life around you. Yeah. I do think and I say that I think Hollywood is a little dried up. I think it's honestly more on the movie side than the TV side.
Mm.
For whatever reason. I do think there are some really good TV shows out right now
Oh yeah,
and new TV show premises that are, doing really well right now. So I can't totally say the same about TV. I do think TV is kind of in a different position, but I
oh
also
yeah,
think they're a lot more um, accepting of newer ideas. You know what I mean? You see
yeah,
more pilots than you do like new movies,
yeah.
really.
Because they
So
need us. They need us.
yeah, right, right.
Definitely,
So yeah.
definitely. That's good. So, with that being said, what projects are you working on right now? What's in the near future for you?
So right now I'm working on a super short, but a psychological thriller. I'm flying in an actor from Florida actually, but he just killed the audition so well, like I couldn't not do it.
Right,
You know what I mean? Once you're
right,
like sold on someone, it's like okay.
right,
So
right. We can make it happen.
um, so I'm very excited about that. That's actually I'll be filming that uh, I'll be filming that this Saturday. Well, yeah, next Saturday, next week Saturday.
Mhm.
Um, but I have two things out right now already. I did a horror short called The Black Room. I released a comedy called Car Sex in
Mhm.
February. Um,
What?
it is not a documentary.
Right,
It
right,
happens in real life, but it's not porn either. Just to put that out there, it
right,
is
right,
just like just comedy, just about
right,
the attempt of having car sex, really.
right.
So so yeah, so lots of like little things coming out. And then I have a couple like bigger projects I'm working on in the background. Like always,
Gotcha.
I'm always working on many things at once.
Yeah, you gotta have your hands in more than one basket.
Right, right. Gotta have
Gotcha.
all the cookie jars, all the cookie jars.
So, do you have any dates right now, or is just some things that's in the works, and then we'll catch the dates when they're supposed to come out.
Right. This next one, right. I don't have the date. I've just been saying like June 2021. So, um, it'll be like coming this Saturday, but it'll probably see. I hate to even give it dates before I have like a,
Yeah,
a hard trajectory.
I
And it's
feel
like
you.
then people are like, "Oh man, I was looking for it on this day at this time, and where were you at?" So
Right.
yeah.
I feel
So,
you.
sometime in June, probably in the first half of June, but no
Yeah.
promises. So,
Hey.
but yeah, I mean, you can always like go to my YouTube channel now and like check out stuff that is already up there.
Uh,
My production company is called the Mandala Project.
mhm.
People get it confused with Mandela,
Mandela. Yeah.
great guy, but not him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Mandala Project.
Right.
And so yeah, you can look up, there's stuff on there right now. You can go to my Instagram, same thing.
Mm.
So so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see. I see. I see. So, I would say, kind of jumping back to the inspirations.
Sure.
Let's dig just a little bit deeper. Do you have like family background to where your father was this a writer, or he was in movies, or your mother was, what I mean? Like what other
Right.
inspirations that help you create to where you
Um,
are?
so I definitely come from a family of artists and like artistic people. So my mom was a journalist, so she loved story. I think we grew up reading. I used to go through like whole series, like just one after the
Right,
other, like just like
right.
constantly taking in story. So I definitely think she had a huge part in that, and just like instilling the importance of it. There's so many things that you can learn from stories, fantasy,
Mhm.
fiction, nonfiction, across the board.
Yeah,
So yeah, definitely mom all the way.
yeah.
I have other, artistic family members. My brother, he's a fantastic fine artist. He can draw really well. My sister sings.
Mhm.
So, we just kind of all were kind of in the arts. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
just a very
Creative.
comfortable
Mhm.
thing
Yep.
within the family.
Right.
Um, yeah, I also have I have an uncle. This is like I always do this with two truths and a lie, but I have an uncle who is Denzel Washington's personal tailor. So
What?
yeah.
What?
So pretty cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I have like, it's little connections all over, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's definitely the artistic gene definitely is like in my veins.
Yeah,
So that
definitely.
that definitely
Uh,
comes like naturally. Um I mean, as far as other inspiration, I mean, I could just there's so many like, just individual like films and things like that have like really shaped, my style, things that I saw
uh,
that um I hate to say like replicate, like copying, but just things that inspired me enough that it was like, okay, this
right.
is like, similar to how I think, or similar to this
Right.
other story, this style of this other story that I was already working on. There's so many things,
Right.
um because especially with writing, you can only, any art, you create
Right.
from what you see, from what you know, from what
Exactly.
you've experienced.
Exactly.
So literally anything can be inspiration. I could go sit outside with a little porch swing and like stare into space and like
Right.
find inspiration. So
Oh yeah, most definitely.
yeah,
Most definitely.
so it's hard to like, pin it down. I would say though the Pan's Labyrinth was definitely the start. Or you know what? I would say mom is the start. Mom, she definitely laid the groundwork. And then, it's
Yeah.
just been so many things from that point.
Yeah. Dear mama. Dear mama.
Right.
Yeah.
Holding it down. Right.
Definitely, definitely. I feel the same way about mine. Singing and just being a writer. Definitely, like you pull inspirations from everywhere, everywhere. So I
Every
totally, yeah.
interaction, yeah.
hmm But just being at the level to where you understand it, you know what I mean? Because a lot of
Right.
times, you can be in a situation and you don't even know what's around you. You know what I mean? Like how you can pull from this and how you can pull from that to create, what you want to create. So, it's to where we talk about it and it may seem to other people where it comes easy. We both know
But
that it's not a
it's a process. It's definitely a process.
process. It's a
Am
process.
I gonna? I hope I don't lose you. I have to do something really quickly.
No, it's totally fine. Totally fine.
Hello. Hi. Sorry about that.
We back in business.
We're back. We're back. Back
Yeah,
in
yeah.
action. Sorry.
Nah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. We
But
were talking. Uh-huh.
No,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead, go ahead.
continue. No, I was just trying to jump us back on where we were before, talking about inspirations and different things like that. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just really at this point, especially being in the pandemic, which I want to ask you how you've been dealing with that as well. But especially being in the pandemic, you know what I mean? It really, I feel like it really brought out whoever whoever was real about what they were doing. It was no greater time. You know what I mean? Like you had to,
Absolutely.
yeah, you had to go for what you know. You know what I mean? So how did the pandemic affect you?
I think, just kind of in general, like, we were all like hit hard. I'm also a very like social person, so that was like,
Right,
a downer.
right.
But I do have to say that I got a lot of work done, with all
Mm-hmm.
of the extra time, all of the extra time off.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
it was a little love hate.
right.
Um, of course, I definitely, would have preferred things to go on as
Oh yeah,
normal, but
definitely. Yeah.
at the same time, like, I can't be mad at the progress that I made, in the meantime. So definitely a lot more writing time, a lot more, screen time in general.
Mhm.
But even like, catching up on shows, catching up on movies, like, that is kind of a part of my, job, a part of the research. so,
Right, right.
so we definitely had more time for that, which is great. And now, I mean, Georgia is very, very open,
Right.
so
Yep.
people are definitely getting back out here at this point. So I think it was a really good time for artists to, if they use their time wisely, and I don't know that everyone did, but if they use their time
Right.
wisely, then I think it was a really convenient time for people to really hone their craft,
Hmm.
as well as I feel like we're in this social climate right now where things are shifting
Right.
pretty dramatically, and I
Right.
think people of color are on the come up.
Sure.
So
For sure.
I feel like in Hollywood and in all of these places where it has been very white male dominant,
Right.
um, all of those things are changing. Like, it is like,
Hmm.
it is time for female. It is time for people of color, and I think that these industries that have been, dominated in the way that they have, all of those shifts, I definitely think it was kind of fast tracked because of COVID as well. I definitely think that had like an impact on the speed at which things
Most
are
definitely.
changing now.
Yeah.
So I really do feel like it's a really good time for people of color, for women to, hit the ground running. You know what I mean? Doors are
Most
opening,
definitely.
opportunities are opening up. It's like, if there ever was a chance for you to make it out here, it's right now.
Oh yeah. Most definitely. I read a meme. I saw a meme not too long ago. It said that it was as God was speaking. It said that if I didn't make you uncomfortable, you wouldn't have moved. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
feel like right now it's just like you said, it's the perfect time. Like everything
Yeah.
just changed. It don't matter who you are, what you do, everything is changing. You know what I mean? So I'm bringing you out your
Yeah.
comfort zone to really show you who you are. You know what I mean? And
Right, and to grow, you have
mhm,
to grow. Growing pains, like, that exists. That hope that exists for a reason. Like,
most
it's
definitely,
gonna suck for a little bit. It might be unfortunate. You will be uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, there will be progress that is made. So, yeah, you can't knock the growing pains. Those are, a a necessity at the end of the day.
most definitely, most definitely. You can't go to new places if you know what I mean. You don't take a trip there. Like it's
Right.
yeah, you
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
move, you have to grow, you have to go through certain things. So with everything being said, I feel like you said a couple things that already answers the question. But what is it that you would tell somebody else that is an aspiring artist of any form, any genre? Like what would you tell them right at this
Um,
point?
Definitely, right. Definitely, like, this is your time. Definitely just go get it. Nobody's gonna go get it for you, okay? Um, uh,
Okay.
Definitely staying motivated. I know there's like a couple different photos like this, or memes like that exist on the internet, and it'll be, two people like digging for diamonds or something, and somebody
Right.
gets really
I
close
saw
and
that one.
gives
Yep.
up, and the
Yep.
other person, slaves
Hmm.
away and gets down and like
Yeah,
actually gets to the gold. It's like you
exactly.
do have to keep going. You never know like how close you really are, and you have to you really have to, even as artists, but also entrepreneurs as well. And I feel
Hmm.
like artists kind of are entrepreneurs until they don't have to be anymore, until they can
Right.
pay other people to do the logistics.
Exactly.
but but while you are in the entrepreneur stage and in the artist, early artist stages,
Mhm.
you really do have to give it everything. And there are going to be nights where you are, crying in your bed at night because you're like not sure, but you just have to keep pushing forward. You have to. And like
Most
I
definitely.
said, nobody's gonna do it for you. You know what I mean? And
Gotta
it's
go get
gonna
it.
eat you up if you don't if you don't do anything yourself. So
Yep,
it's
you're
like,
gonna be sitting there thinking about what I could have done and all of this
right,
other stuff.
all the
And yeah.
regrets. Right. It's like just
Hmm.
rip off the band-aid. Okay, rip off the
Right.
band-aid and go get yours.
Most definitely. So you share it to them, you share it to them, what you want to say to them. So the next question is for the Hidden Talent Nation, what is it that you feel that you're bringing to the table that will add significance to the platform?
um, I think specifically for this, a couple things. I think, you know, it's weird to call yourself. I don't know that I would consider
No,
myself
be the queen,
blind.
be the guy, whatever you need to be.
um, but
Don't
like,
leave yourself down.
all I have is like my experiences,
Mhm.
and not saying that my experiences are more valuable than anyone else's, but
Mhm.
they're different than anyone else's. And
Right.
so I am, willing to come to the table and share and workshop and, you know,
Be vulnerable.
even inspire other people's
Mhm.
other people's ideas and give value and validation to other creatives. I think that's um sometimes like all that artist really needs is someone to be like, yeah, like this is
Mhm.
good. You're doing
Right.
good. Keep going. Like I'm here
Right.
to tell you, you're not like lost. Like, and
Right.
sometimes that's all somebody really needs.
Right.
And then of course, my actual skills and those things to
Right.
be up for other artists' disposal. So um, really, I would love to just lift people up, lift
Mhm.
other artists up, like we all come up together, right? Like we're
Right.
all in this together.
Right.
So I definitely am looking forward to that, just kind of cohesive environment, but also just to inspire others and give them, or give them whatever I have that they might need
Definitely.
to keep them going. Yeah.
Most definitely. I got maybe my last question, maybe.
Mhm.
But what is your take on vulnerability? Wow, like how I'm trying to stutter up on my words, but how much more important is that to be vulnerable when you're creating?
I think being vulnerable while you are creating is everything. I think that I think that you have no choice. If you want to be a successful artist, you must also be vulnerable. I took an acting class. I took an
Uh,
intro to acting class. I also enjoy acting, but it's not, in my, top trades. Um,
right. Like I can do
but
it, but that ain't what I do.
right, exactly.
Right.
But if you, I took an acting class, and my teacher, I think she actually gotten this quote from somewhere else, but I'm quoting her saying it. But
Right.
she's like, and I'm paraphrasing, but she's like, acting or really good acting is like getting up on stage, um, and showing yourself naked and then like covering yourself up and like going away. Like it's
Right. Right. Most
literally
definitely.
right. It's
Yep.
like full exposure.
Hmm.
Even like the things that I write, a lot of it is very deep in fantasy and sci-fi, but
Right.
the the thing that is, consistent through all kinds of art is it has something to do with human beings. It could be alien drawings, but it has something to do with
Exactly.
human beings because
Yep.
it was made by a human being, and that human being has human experiences,
Right.
and there's something to be taken from it at the end of the day. So
Exactly.
it's like, you put little pieces of yourself in every piece of art. Everything that you create, it comes
Mhm.
from, it's a part of your DNA in that writing, in that song, in that
Right.
drawing. Like, it's a part of you.
Right.
So if you are unwilling to be vulnerable in front of other people, then, man, I don't know what you're gonna do.
Oh yeah.
It's really, you really have to be. You really
Oh yeah.
need to be willing to, show yourself in a
Mhm.
vulnerable way to reach other people, and that's what they want to see too. People want to
Mhm.
connect with the artist through their art.
Exactly.
That is,
Exactly.
and the only way that they can do that is by seeing that human element in it.
Exactly. Exactly. Definitely. You couldn't have said it no better. I mean, you really couldn't have. Because I mean, I just know from the music standpoint, you know what I mean? A lot of the songs that I've written, um, because I could write all the party songs, you know what I mean? A lot of people, it resonates with that. Yeah, I like to have fun, you know what I mean? But the songs that I've wrote about
True.
heartbreak and just my different experiences, those are the songs that reach people more. So
Yeah.
I've learned that people resonate with what's real. So even if you write something that's fiction or nonfiction, you know what I mean, how you put it across means everything, and you can only
Yeah.
put it across based off of your experience. I mean, nobody can see your dream bigger than you can see it. So like
Right.
you couldn't have said it no better. You couldn't have
Yeah.
definitely. And I mean, if there's nothing else that you would like to say, I would like you to throw out your social media handle, from Facebook to Instagram, Snapchat. You know what I mean? Who that?
Sure. Yeah. Right. All the name drops.
Yeah.
So definitely. So you can follow my personal if you really feel like it. I
Mm,
rarely post on it, but that's
yeah.
Munch a Crunch.
Lunch crunch.
Munch,
That sounds like a
Munch
snack.
a Crunch. It does. People are like, "Is that a cereal or something?" It's like, no, Instagram.
Right.
But yeah, Munch a Crunch, all lowercase, no spaces. My
Mhm,
production company is the Mandala Project. I'm just gonna spell
mhm,
it for everyone: Mandala, the Mandala Project. All again, no, all lowercase, no spaces. Same thing on Facebook.
mhm.
Same thing. I have, themandalaproject.com. Um, yeah, so just once you click into one, you'll find the rest,
On the
basically.
rest. So you got to set up right. You got to set up how it's supposed to. Once they go to one
Right.
profile, it's gonna lead them to everything else. So y'all heard
Yeah.
that, all right? Y'all heard that. Y'all heard what she said. Don't act like you don't know where to find it now. Y'all heard that. And she's gonna be on Hidden Talent Nation. We already on Vibes radio station shooting an interview, so it's no excuse. It's no excuse.
Right, right. I expect follows, everyone. Okay. I'll be
Yeah.
looking out.
Yeah, don't act like you don't know. Most
Right.
definitely. Most definitely. But I mean, truly, truly appreciate having you. Truly appreciate your time given and to learn more about you. You know what I mean? And with Hidden Talent
Yeah.
Nation, the Vibes radio station, I'm pretty sure that Will already told you, you know what I mean? We only want to push what you are doing already and with what we're doing and put it together and make,
Yeah. Makes magic.
history. Yeah, makes magic.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So before we check out, is there anything else that you would like to say?
I don't think so. I think we covered everything. If
Uh,
anyone have any
Was
questions,
was I good at interview? What do you call it? Interviewee or interviewer? Did I do good?
interviewer, I guess. Yeah, you did
Okay, all right, okay, cool, cool.
good.
Nah, definitely. Nah, but definitely appreciate you spending your time and everything. And
Of
we're just
course.
gonna
Thank you
keep
for having me.
growing from here. We're gonna do everything that it takes to keep pushing you and your vision and different things like that. You already know. Now you're family. You've been, you know what I mean? You've
Love
locked
it.
yourself in.
I'm
You
on the
locked yourself in.
team.
So Yeah, if
Yeah, yeah.
you need any songs for your movies or anything like that,
Okay, yeah.
I got the
Yeah, yeah.
voice. No matter who
All
else
right.
is on Hidden Talent Nation or Vibes, I got the voice. So come to me
So
first.
come to me first. Right, right. I'm number one. Everybody else, if I'm busy, you can
You're
handle
right.
the
Eh,
rest.
most definitely, most definitely. I appreciate your time. I definitely do.
Yeah,
So with that being said, we're gonna tap out and we'll get back to you, you know what I mean, with the interview when it's gonna drop and all of those
yeah.
great things. All of those great things.
Awesome. Good
All
deal. Good
right.
deal.
All right. So you
All
have a good day, all right? You keep pushing.
right.
Be blessed.
Thanks. You too.
All right, you too. Yo, yo. I know what it is, man. Vibes radio station. Oh my God, it is hot in the studio today, but it's all right though, man. We're gonna still keep pushing, man. Shout out, you know what I mean, Vibes radio station. Shout out to our Hidden Talent Nation. Shout out to our guest, man. She's been beautiful, man. She really did it for us today, man. And just, gave us some real insights and gave us, some real motivation, things that you should, take into heed. You know what I mean? If you're trying to come up, you're aspiring artist, you trying to, make things happen for yourself. She really gave you some pointers right there and she left her information. So, you got something going on, you feel like you should contact her, and y'all can work good together. This is what Hidden Talent Nation and Vibe Radio Station is all about. We're going to connect and make it happen. All right. With that being said, ERV, Artist Word, whatever you want to call me, you know how to go and you know what's heard. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. Peace.